Hey guys, what's going up? So, a lot of people, clients and not clients, have told me one thing, and that is, there's a little something there, and that is that they're struggling with motivation, right? And it's normal, it's a little bit crazy out there. So, I just wanted to come here and share with you some of the strategies that are helping people stay motivated, stay on track. Um, Here's my very first idea for you. And regardless of whether you're a client of mine or not, that's fine. I think this will be beneficial for everybody. The main thing that you need to keep in mind is that motivation is not something you find. Motivation is not something that falls on your lap all of a sudden or that you stumble across. Therefore, motivation is not something you can lose. Okay? So motivation is something that we create, and we create it by building momentum. That momentum literally starts with the tiniest little movement, right? Literally tiny baby steps. So if you've been struggling with motivation, I'm going to share with you a few concepts that and some tactics that can definitely help. If that is you, please drop a comment and just let me know. Just let me know if you are struggling with motivation and how you have noticed that. Like, in which way have you noticed that? So, all right. So drop that comment so that I can help you, because I can take some questions as well. Here's the most important thing: if motivation is not something you find, if motivation is not something you stumble across, if it is something that you create, then even if we're not feeling it right now, that's okay. That means we can basically stoke that fire and get it going again, right? So, okay. So here's what I think is important. It's important to get very clear on what is it that you want. We're going to talk about this in terms of fitness, health, body composition, your ability to age and enjoy your life and move and enjoy your family and whatnot. But of course, this can apply to many other subjects. You got to realize, you got to pay attention to what is it that you want. So, for example, if you want to not struggle with the same illnesses that perhaps your parents have, or to not die at a young age, due to, I don't know, heart and respiratory complications, that can be your motivation, right? Or it can simply be, hey, I want my body to look different. I want to feel strong. I don't want to dread going shopping. I don't want to dread somebody getting my picture taken. Whatever your motivation is, it's not up to anybody to decide if your motivation is right or wrong. So it doesn't matter to me what your motivation is, right? It's important, though, that you allow yourself to be very clear on what that motivation is, right? Okay, that's number one. Get clear on what your motivation is. What is it that you're fighting for? Number two, this sounds simple. You need to just think about it. You need to think about what it is that you would need if you were to make that happen, right? So, for example, let's say that you want to lose 40 pounds because you want your blood pressure to go down. You want to make sure that you're in better health because, I don't know, your mom passed away at about the age that you are at right now. Like, it gets serious because there's serious shit on the line, guys. It's one of the biggest mistakes we can make is trick ourselves into thinking that nothing important is on the line. If you allow yourself to get uncomfortable, if you allow yourself to dig deep enough, you'll find it. So let's go with that example. Then you would think, okay, what do I need to not live out the same patterns that my relatives did, right? You would need to move your body. You would need to pay attention to what you eat, and potentially you could use a little bit of help, a little bit of guidance, right? Let's just say that's what you need. Perfect. Now you know where to go find it. That's step number three. Step number three is make a plan, right? So number one is get clear on what it is that you want. Number two, think about what it is that you'll need to make that happen. And number three is make a plan. Go find what you need, right? If you don't know, I don't know, how to work out, look it up on YouTube. Reach out to me or to anybody that you may know, that you may have in your circle that may have a little more experience with it. If you don't know what to eat, look it up on YouTube, right? Like start with the things that you already know. If you know that you drink a lot of pop, or if you know that I don't know, your snacking at night is like out of control right now, just start with making tiny little changes in that area, right? You don't need to go from feeling completely out of control to being this like super disciplined rock star, right? You don't. You don't have to. It can look however it needs to look, right? The point is to just build that momentum. So remember, 3 steps: get clear on what it is that you want, think about what it is that you'll need to make that happen, and then number 3, make a plan. Go and look. Go and find the support that you need, right? Um, Now, here are a few tactics that may come in handy for you. And this is, we coach a lot of people. I've coached a lot of people through all of this, and the craziness is, right now because of what's going on in the world, everybody thinks that this uncertainty is what's making it much more difficult. But let me point out that uncertainty is something that we always have. You never didn't have uncertainty. There could be no virus going on, and you could get in a car accident. You could get hit by a car. You could fall in the bathroom and hit your head, right? So uncertainty is something that we deal with each and every single day of our lives. It's been there on the best days of your life, right? It has been. What was different was your energy about it, your thoughts about it, right? So, I can think of when our little one was born, when Max was born. There was a lot of uncertainty. We didn't know, if it was going to go smoothly. It didn't. So then we had to pivot on the spot and adjust and adapt, and it was one of the best days of our lives. And it still was filled with uncertainty, right? The only thing that changes is our thoughts about it. Okay. So here are a few tactics. And by all means, if you're here and you have some actions, some tactics that have allowed you to stay somewhat on track, please drop me in a comment so that everybody else watching can read them and get a little bit of help from each other. So number 1 is you really need to conquer the first hour of your day, right? That's going to dictate how the rest of your day goes. Set an alarm. I think that's important. Even if you don't have to, if you have to work, then of course, that's fine. You probably still have to set an alarm. Even if you don't, or even if it doesn't matter what time you do the work because you work from home, set an alarm, create a routine. And you need to conquer that first hour of your day, okay? It is going to be very important. For example, shower. Get dressed as if you were going to go out. Maybe meditate. Maybe do some exercise. It's important that you create that routine. If you trick yourself into thinking, if you allow yourself to believe that, hey, I've got all day to do X or Y, chances are you're not going to get it done, because by the time the day starts, going, then there will be things that will come up, and you'll have to deal with those. So then you end up leaving yourself for last, right? So don't do that. Make sure that you have a bit of a routine and try to stick to it. Now, here's the biggest one, guys. We really need to watch what we consume. What you watch on Netflix, like literally, you could watch, drama-filled shows that make you sad and make you cry, or you can watch funny movies, or I don't know, movies that leave you with a good feeling at the end, right? Whatever that is for you. But it's important. We need to tend to this garden now more than ever, right? The shows that you watch, the books that you read, the podcasts that you listen to, the people that you follow on social media, your friends, if you have those friends on Facebook that all they do is just complain about anything and everything, unfollow them. If you find that scrolling aimlessly through social media and just reading, and it doesn't make you feel good at the end of the day, then don't do that. Then don't go scrolling like crazy, sucking up everything that that people are putting out there. Make sure that you are consciously choosing what you will allow into your mind. I think it's huge. We have a tactic here from David. Sounds a little bit tough to pull off, but he says, get a tiger and don't feed it for 2 days. Set him loose. Bam! Bet to 5K or less if you get caught. Yes, that would be a little bit, that would get you moving for sure. So again, conquer the first hour in your morning, set a routine, and watch what you consume. I think those are huge. Of course, this is not meant to be an all-encompassing, conversation. But if you feel that you've lost motivation, remember this: you can't lose it, because we never just stumble across it, right? You're never just literally sitting there and all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, look at this! Found myself some motivation. I guess now I have no choice but to go and do good things. That's not what happens, right? We usually are compelled to action either because there's something that we just really, really want that is better than what we have right now, or the nail has gotten deep enough and the pain is enough to compel us to change. So it is both work, and I myself have been on both sides of that, and both work really, really well. It's just a matter of you deciding whether you're ready to change the narrative, or if you can endure that nail getting a little bit deeper every single day. Because make no mistake, this will pass. What we do right now determines how we'll make it through this. How you'll feel at the end. I think that's super important. So guys, I really hope that is useful for you. If it has been, please comment below. Maybe share it. Maybe tag a friend that you think could use this, and let's help each other keep a positive and beneficial feed on our social media, right? Because we could all use it, right? No, we don't need to be running away from crazy tigers. All right, I love you faces. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon.